I know I said I wasn't going to upload any videos speaking about the gig economy. I got a doozy to share with you. And I was like, is that for real? Oh, and I will share something with you that I forgot to finish a story yesterday. Why they lowered the payout for one of the deliveries I accepted through dlivrd, but it was linked to easecater. So after my brisk walk, I'll produce the video. This area of the park, when you have all this against the water, it really does block a lot of wind. Because I try to go over there, walk right on the water where the boats are, and it was double the wind. So I came over here. This is a good location. It's not freezing cold for me, but it's windy in the park now. If I'm going to walk, I have to walk in other areas that there's a lot of obstacles around homes, you know, and fences. I happen to like walking when it's cooler, but it's not freezing, but it's windy down here. Anyway, 15 minutes, non-stop, heart rate up. Let's call it a day. Better than nothing. This message came from Bolt Deliveries. Hi all. Please be guided that starting November 13th, we'll be imposing a $10 penalty for every last-minute cancellation. And they're considering 2.5 hours prior to the pickup to be a last-minute cancellation. If it's a car issue, kindly send us a proof of repair or a photo of the issue. Example, flat tire. The penalty will be deducted on the weekly payout. Thank you for your hard work. So they must have people who are canceling at the last minute often. You know, like I was saying, life does happen. Anything can happen in a second. And you're telling people, say, I sometimes I'll take an order the night before because I didn't accept any delivered deliveries, which I just accepted one now because it's local for me. I turned down 2 other offers. It was just too far. So how do you feel about that? That's going to prevent me from taking orders the night before. I'll wait till the morning. I've been keeping Bolt deliveries in my back pocket as a last minute deal. You know, it's winter now. I had a regular average day around town. After, God, I can't even remember what I did today. I did complete an order. And I just bopped around town, Uber Eats and GrubHub. And I'll talk about GrubHub. GrubHub. All right. It was just a double pickup, very local, around the block. It was like 1.3 miles for 2 deliveries for $7.80. But they were both literally down the block from the pickup. So the second delivery, the second drop off, I walk up to the person's house, up the stairs, and the second delivery, the second drop off, it's telling me it's requesting a code. I said, I'll wait out the time. I was talking to myself out loud. I'm not bothering this person with a code. You know, they didn't come to the door. I wasn't bothering them. So while I was walking away, a man from a window on the upper floor, the second floor, the window happened to be open. It had one of those swing ones that come out. And he was like, you need a code? And he said, 19. And I said, what? And he said, 19. I said, oh, thank you so much. I wasn't going to bother you with that. He was like, I can't come to the door. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I can't come to the door. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And I was like, it's okay. Thank you. I'm so glad you heard me. Because now that happened to me once last week, and I showed it in a video. And I couldn't drive away for 2.5 minutes. That's going to slow down production. And, I'm not going to bother people. I'm not expecting the people to come to the door. I'm taking a picture that the product is in front of the door of the house. And that man, on the second time, GrubHub asked me to supply a code. Well, the customer to supply a code, but for me to enter it, the window just happened to be opened. And he just apologized. I can't come to the door. No, thank you. That's not good. Uber Eats has been trying to roll that out, but I bypass it most of the time. I know how to do that on Uber Eats. I'm not waiting around at night hoping that someone comes to the door. I'm not waiting around 5-10 minutes to see if someone comes to the door 1 p.m. during primetime lunch. It's winter now. We're in fall. I could bop around town and earn decent money. Thank God that I don't have to go far. You know what I mean? Because now I'll go back to the scheduled deliveries. They're going to penalize you if you cancel 2.5 hours before delivery. dlivrd, my friend Rob, that I met in person, he works on dlivrd too. I said no to 2 offers today because it wasn't enough pay for the distance. I know I did it before, but after doing it a couple of times, I said it's got to be $40 for me from Freeport to Route 110 to get to Melville, Farmingdale and Melville. It's got to be $40. So I turned down the second one. It was 35 and change. And now they just sent me another one that's a one-car pickup, Bethpage drop-off down the street to a place that I'm familiar with for only $30. I would rather do that. I want to stay close to home. I'm not driving, that should have paid at least $40 or $50. Melville pickup, Farmingdale pickup, Melville drop-off. But it's about the amount of food, too. Now, one more thing. I did turn down an offer over the weekend. I forgot to share it. I have notes in my notes so I don't forget. And it was from the guac shop in Garden City. And the amount was like 2 pennies, just under $1,000. And it was a $30 tip, which shows I appreciate your service. And who knows? You don't always get a cash tip. I did one over the weekend. I didn't get a cash tip. They gave a $20 tip on the app. They're tipping for the service. And that was a small order. But it was $1,000 worth of food. I can't do that to someone's home. That's a lot of food in this little car. I might have to walk up steps. I might have to walk down steps. You're entering people's homes. But they did give a $30 tip. But the pay is only $10. It wasn't worth it for me. I was like, I'm not taking that. I can't deliver $1,000 worth of food. I got away with it a few times. I can't do that. I'm not equipped. And I feel I'm not physically capable to do that much. I don't know where I'm dropping off all the time, unless you look it up. But when I just saw the amount, I said, no way. That's too much. Crazy. Yesterday, I gave back 2 orders because they lowered the tip. And I felt it wasn't worth my time. I had to earn at least $60 for those 2 deliveries on a holiday weekend and the distance. It had to at least be $60 in total. During that conversation, when I gave them back, I forgot to show this. This is from, I guess, dlivrd, because it was a dlivrd offer through their app. Hello, I already checked, and EaseCater changed the tip in the order that you have at Cinnabon. Our clients can update the orders according to their needs in that moment. In this case, if you want, I can remove the order and you won't be penalized. Now, I'm not sure if I shared that in yesterday's video, but they were able to lower the tip just before I was leaving to go pick up the order. A couple of hours before. And I gave it back. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I disagree with that. If I accept an offer at a specific price, right here, I was going to get paid $61.30 for 2 deliveries. And it got lowered to $56.45. I said, keep it, because I was on the fence with the first delivery because it was a little far away. Farmingdale pickup, Babylon drop-off. Too many miles for too little money. It's got to pay at least $40. For me. Someone else, it might work. This is another man that I do watch on and off. And I started watching him again when he shared that DoorDash deactivated him. And his name is Pedro, Mr. Bet on You. I think that's what it is. Let me see. Yes, Pedro, Mr. Bet on You, Santiago. And let me open this back up. This specific video today, if you watch him, he's going through a lot of changes in life. You could watch it and learn for yourself. But what I liked about this video, 2 reasons. He shares that he felt he could have been a better gig worker many times, but he also was a great gig worker, which I agree. None of us are perfect. We all have our highs and lows. But he gives examples on, he talks about his, he's being humbled. And, well, I've been there. And you emotionally develop. And you set your ego aside. And you become a better person. And you experience humility with maturity. And the whole video is great, in my opinion. And I felt he deserved a shout out. I started watching him again when I saw that video that DoorDash deactivated him. But then I really started watching him more regularly because I really do enjoy Spark. Because when I go through my Spark waves, you can earn money with Spark. In my market, you can. But I go through waves. Sometimes I don't want to go out of my way. I don't want to go too far. Right now, I'm taking advantage. It's cooler out. There's work to be had with Uber and GrubHub. I like staying local sometimes. You don't always want to go too far. But watch this video. I was a bad delivery driver. Confessions. But he also talks about, he shows his growth. He talks about his ego. He talks about how little patience he used to have. He's going through a challenging time, but he's improving himself. He's taking accountability for his actions instead of saying that it's always someone else. It's always someone else. That's another thing I heard throughout this video. I suggest you watch it. He deserved the shout out, in my opinion. And I like that he is going through a humbling stage because it helps you grow as a person. It helps you mature. And it does teach you to set your ego aside. And I think he talks about narcissism too. One of his videos he did. I've been watching him lately. So give him a check out. Pedro. Let me tap it again. Mr. Bet on You, Santiago. Check him out. Until the next video clip. Bye for now.